Good morning, everyone. Why aren't my alerts going blingity bling? JD Lady, 35 months of subbing. JD Lady might be the longest running sub on here. I'd have to check those things. I don't know if you can like check and see all that. That's crazy, crazy, y'all. Almost 3 years. I think that's like the max. Whew. How we doing? Hey yo, hey yo. It's summer, no rules. That's facts. It also means that I don't have to fix him anything, so I'm good. I'm good with that. What's everyone's? Mine's the pin, Chris. All right, Kate. We're going to initiate a quick ban on Kate this morning to do a better job with their dad jokes. Rebor, how's everyone doing? Doing good. Good morning, everyone. CoolNet, Love Loveless, Omega Beth, Namiki Winter Vlad, Mark Galantium, OSU, everyone, Chuckle Stuff, Cub Fan, Hells, Miss G's. We got a fun day today during lunch meet. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Stream time. 43 months equals 3 years and 7 months. I know, okay. What's that mean? Good morning. We have a good stream today. I'm gonna slow play into it because we're gonna do some fun stuff. Y'all know what this is about. It's about the Drillog. We're gonna Drillog all the things. Gamma Gamma, what's up, buddy? Hi, Brad and friends. I like your shirt. Nice. You said 43 months. Well, I must have just misread. I was thinking 35 months was what it said on here. Then I just maybe misspoke. Good morning. I'm still in bad. Woke up half a minute ago. I mean, that's a typo, but it's factually correct, I think. Hey, Brad, I ordered my Platinum 3076 Kinshu this morning. Super excited to get it. Nice. Love, Loveless. What nib did you get? Excited to see your first impressions of recovery, Kate. Good recovery. Kobathor, good morning. Good morning. So I have the desk moderately prepped for the space I need to do this. But as you'll see when we get into this in a minute, that Drillog really went above and beyond my expectations for what they shipped me. So we'll figure that out. Ordered my first sailor the other day. Just tracked it and it's delayed in New York. Ooh, that stinks. What'd you get, Rebor? Fine, always fine. That's my favorite platinum nib. I'd say that's probably the best platinum nib. Platinum nib. Kind of like my hair. My hair's flat today. We don't have any vert going. Is Drillog's Kickstarter live? Not that I'm aware. I'm signed up to get the email, so I don't think I've gotten it. Pro Gear Sapporo, fine. Wonderful. Good morning, Chrissy Crits. So yeah, I don't think the Drillog Kickstarter is live, to my knowledge. But you can go. They have a landing page now on Kickstarter where you can go and sign up to be notified when it does go live. And I checked my emails like an hour ago. I don't even know what date it's supposed to go live. Fine Nailer's nib is so good. I think the Japanese fine nib is kind of like the best nib. I mean, the medium's right, awesome. Like if you really, really write a lot. I of course lean towards the even finer, extra fines. But I think the fine is just kind of a great thing. Are you going to be using that fancy nib from yesterday? It looks so interesting. I don't know. We might, just to get like a color spec. So we were talking about the dip nib. So I don't know if we'll do that. We might use the glass nib for comparison when we get the drill logs out, just to see what the line width variation is like. But like we have all the things prepped. We have the rag. We have 2 salsa bowls full of water. I am ready for y'all today. As ready as I'll ever be. I think. Allegedly. Really like the broad nibs. Yeah, like I can even use Sailor and Platinum and Pilot broad nibs. They're not too wide. Basically, a Pelican extra fine is like a Japanese broad nib. That's why it's hard for them to use. Hard for me to use them. Maybe I do need that coffee. Namiki Winter Vlad. I've had like 3 cups of coffee this morning. And I saved some for later. I have water now because it's hot. Just got my Pirate's Life with a zoom nib. Can't wait to play with it. Oh, that's a cool setup. We have beeping in the kitchen. Just gonna make sure the house doesn't burn down. Hydrate and then more coffee. I have some caffeine. I like that name. I have some saved for later. So I'll drink my coffee, and if anything's left in the pot, I put it in my Zojirushi thermos and drink it this afternoon. Like around 2 or 3 o'clock, I'll grab the Zojirushi and go for it. But we got a hydro homie this morning. Good morning, Openness. Three cups, that was me in my early 20s. That's usually my minimum. That's my minimum activation. Is about I can do 2. But depending on, like, I got up before 7 today. So I drank coffee probably up until 9, just kind of slowly drinking it as I did things around the house and whatever. Some days are more. Got a Kasama yesterday with a medium stub yesterday. Nice. Which Kasama did you get? My husband was a pot a day. I don't know if I'll totally get to a full pot a day, but I come pretty close because I usually drink coffee again in the afternoon, just out of habit. I enjoy it. So, am I the only human in the universe that doesn't drink coffee? That list is getting shorter and shorter. I didn't drink coffee until I was in my 30s and started working overnights, and then I just started dabbling in it, and now I like it. Now I guess I'm addicted to it, but I really enjoy coffee. But yeah, like, not everyone drinks it. What I don't do is the fancy schmancy coffees. Like, I just do like regular coffee with cream, just a little bit of that, no sugar. Like, if I ever go to a coffee place, I'll just get like a pour over, not like a mocha frappuccino type of thing. I didn't drink coffee until the kid, then it's all I could do to survive. Yeah, I grew up with the first Starbucks when they only had beans. Nice. Yeah, like I said, I didn't drink it till I think I was in my 30s. 1 cup of coffee, 3 to 4 caffeine pills every day till I reset my tolerance. I'm going to become one of those streamers who has like the G Fuel powder, like caffeine drinks. Code Pin Addict at checkout for 10% off your order of caffeine injections. The fancy coffees are fun. So every once in a blue moon, my like, if I have like a Vice coffee, I will get like a frozen mocha type of deal. Good morning, Slumberland Studio. When I was in Paris a few years ago, literally all I drank was espresso. Had the worst headaches when I came home. Is that from like a withdrawal, or what do you think it is? The fancy coffee is the only kind I can stand. Yeah. When I was in grad school, while I worked, I drank 2 of those Monster Big Rigs every day. So coffee is likely an improvement. True. I can't do the withdrawal. Yeah, that's crazy. Good morning, Aurelius. So the when I worked third shift, one of my teammates would come in with like the cases of Monster. Well, like literally just come in with the cases of Monster. And I would have, in case of emergency, I'd have like a 5-hour energy or like a Monster. But I just don't like how they taste. I don't like them. Love the dark shirt. Nice. We're going purple and black today. I don't know why. I just felt purpley black day. I think I did it so I could wear my fancy purple and black sneakers. Monsters for emergency only. Jolt Pop. God, I remember Jolt. That was gross. No coffee, only Monster. Yeah. I do have fancy sneakers on today. I'll show them to you. These are like crazy fancy. Everyone in here had Bang. Now that's some caffeine. Yeah, so like these caffeine drinks are so prevalent now. Like, my kids just want them. Like, hey, can I get whatever this is? I'm like, we don't have to. Like, no. Like, you're 14. Like I'll get you a soda, but let's not do the here, so I don't have to stick my entire foot up in y'all's grill. These are called. I think I've showed you these before. Hang on, I gotta sneeze. These are the Air Max 90s in vibrant purple. They're kind of fresh. Doesn't really show the purple in here, but I like them. They're much more purpley on my foot than in your camera, in your video window. They showed up kind of bluish, but they're very purple. So yes, I do the matchy thing. I was like, well, if I'm wearing the purple and black shirt, I got to wear the purple and black shoes. So that's my move. I think I'm on a sneaker break though. Like, I've got enough sneakers to last me a lifetime at this point. And, like, I can't stop buying pins. I can actually stop buying sneakers. I'm like, you know what? I'm good. I'm, like, not getting enough use out of all these. I wear a different pair every day. It's cool. All right. Let's Drillog. Do I have a top 5 highlighter list? I don't, but I keep threatening to make it. The Kikuyo Beetle Tip has always been my favorite. It's a traditional color highlighter, and in a unique shape to where you can get 2 size lines from one tip. The Statler Tech Surfer is always going to rank high. The Zebra Mild Liners are going to be up there. So off the top of my head, those are the kind of the main ones going. But there's a lot of good highlighters. I will put together a list one day. Adidas got desperate during the pandemic. Pick up a couple pairs super cheap. Yeah. You small feet, kids 3, that is small. All right, let's Drillog. Y'all ready for this? I'm excited for this. So, if you've been following me at all, you know I've been fascinated with this company called Drillog. Let's pull it up real quick, just in case someone doesn't know. So what they do, I hope I clicked the right link. So what they do is they make these machined dip nibs, right? So we're used to having like a more traditional glass dip nib, which I'll show y'all on the camera in just a second. But Drillog has started making these a year ago or so maybe, and it's just like a highly engineered dip nib. And this is really kind of my style and my aesthetic, and it's a dip nib that writes in a fine line. So you see all the things coming out. Whereas opposed to something like this glass dip nib, like this is the traditional dip nib, right? With the glass, and it's perfectly well and good. Right, but the Drillog is designed to be almost like a technical dip pen, if you will. Anyone jump on the Tactical Turn Nautilus side click? Was that like the teal and brass one? I didn't, but if that's the one, I thought that's probably the best looking one they've done, even more than the orange. So, Drillog is made in Japan. Smand in effect right there, just so y'all know. And when they launched, they were only available in Japan. They would only ship to Japan. You could acquire them through, Japanese friends and have them shipped to you in the U.S. And I know a couple people have offered me theirs that have them. So I've been wanting one. I talk about them all the time. I talk about them on the podcast. And they got in touch because now they're going to start selling them worldwide, and they're going to start doing that through a Kickstarter campaign. So they got in touch with me, said, hey, we're doing this campaign. Just want you to know. I'm like, cool. Yeah, I'll share it out. I love the product. I will. We need a Smand command. We need I can add a Smand command. And they reached out also with an offer of, would you like to try some of these in advance? And the answer was yes, I would, very much so. And this is what showed up from Japan yesterday. I have not opened this. I saved this for y'all. But this is from Drillog. Metal pin nib. They have everything listed on here. This box was security checked. Oh, let's see if we can get that in there. Security checked. So this box has been opened, probably because it looks unsafe if you x-ray this box. No telling what you're going to see in there if you don't know what to expect. So I have not opened this at all. So this is unboxing, first impressions, first everything with the Drillog. So that's what we're going to do today. That is discipline, Brad, not to open. So I do this thing where I have to be, no matter what it is, I have to be, I mean, obviously I do save some of this stuff for the stream because it's fun, but like Brian has yelled at me before because he sent me things in boxes that he ships me for Spoke. And I was like, yeah, it's back in the shipping department. I haven't opened it yet. He's like, what do you mean you haven't opened it yet? It's like, he's like, I can't stand it, you know, when I send you stuff and you don't open it because I might have something in there for you. Wow, I haven't. Okay. I don't know if this is what's in the box, but my box came with a chart. This is going to be fun, y'all. So yeah, I have a habit of not opening things. Oh my gosh. Okay. Wow. That's the inside. I hope I'm not embargoed on any of this. I think it's a little late now. That ship has sailed. Well, let's stack them like this. I'm gonna run out of room. What the heck, y'all? This box was so full, this was all they needed for additional packaging. This box is so full. Leia's been showing them for a week. I'm safe. Yeah, I figured as much. I mean, it's not, they're already out, right? So, all of the things. So now we have to figure out where to begin. I literally think this is like the menu of things that I have in here. Let me take this out. It looks like one of everything, yeah. I hope there's certainly there's the Kickstarter barrel in here. All right, so let me scoot this out the way. All right, how are we gonna do this? All right, so here's the menu for today's stream. I see you I see you working head full of ideas. So I got two nibs. This is the two nibs that they offer. It's a 0.5 millimeter dip nib, 0.8 millimeter dip nib. They do give me all the specs here as far as weight, line width, expected writing. I know you probably can't read this, but we'll talk about it as I go. Okay, so this will be the Kickstarter barrel, I believe. The classical sus. It's a stainless steel name. 4 barrels, 2 pins. I think there's 5 barrels, 2 nibs, and a pin rest. Yeah, because this one's in here too. That's just a general picture. They sent me the orange one, so this will be the Kickstarter one. We'll do that one first. So this is not the Kickstarter one. This is just the standard one. And then this is the one that's like the 3D cut. And then this is the spiral one. Which one did you get, Cocolina? This is the twin spiral to where I could put both nibs in. And then this is the Kickstarter one. And then there's the pen rest. I don't know what the ink palette is. It's maybe just, it's like a dipping station. It says tentative on it. So since they wrote sample on all these, I don't know if like I should assume like this is prototype type of situation. And then this is maintenance. So it tells you how to maintain it if the nib gets oily or whatever, for whatever reason. I don't know why it would. I guess if you're touching it. Yeah, when touching or attaching the pen shaft, hold the tapered section of the pen tip, tines the tip where possible. So I'd just use like a paper towel to attach it. It's basically saying like you could get your hand oils on here while you're assembling it. So we'll try not to do that. All right, let's do the Kickstarter one first. Let me see if I can figure out what this is. I think it's this one. They have little stickers and stuff on the side, so I think I can maybe be able to tell. And the Kickstarter one is AL Amber Orange, so I'm assuming it's this guy. The rest of them do not have colors on it. They just have barcodes. So we'll just go randomly on these. Let's go ahead and open up the accessories and the nib, and then we'll get into the pen. So this is the pen rest, so which I'll probably use. Let me get a piece of paper out. Wow, this is heavy. That is substantial. All right, folio. Do your magic. Hey, Molly. Good morning. We're drill logging. All right, let me put this down as base. All right, so this is the pen rest. It looks like one of those pencil sharpeners, but you heard how heavy it is. Like that's heavy. Is that going to be on the Kickstarter? I'll have to look at it. I'm not sure. I'll have to look at the preview again. But it's very heavy. Do we need a weight on this? I wonder if they tell me. Pen rest is 2.5 ounces. Stainless steel, 2.5 ounces. Oh, look, I even dented the... Oh, you probably can't see it. I dented the paper from dropping it. All right, so that's the pen rest. This is the ink palette, which I'm curious of what this is. Ounces. That's what it says. 2.5 ounce. So I really do think this is an ink palette for the nib, which is kind of wild. Power Belly, 27 months. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. This is the ink palette. We probably won't use this today. I'm kind of surprised this is even a thing, but it's kind of interesting at the same time. So this is designed to be your dipping palette. They send a little mini pipette thing here, so you can use different colors and just have them preset. It's interesting to me that they're saying you don't have to dip this very far into the ink to get a good soak of the nib, which I find interesting because it looks like, yeah, so you just eyedropper it in here. Because it looks like to me, when we get the nibs out and all the pictures, that you want to get them into the swirls of the ridges, right? Like that's the idea, to keep writing longer, right? If I'm just dipping the tip in, it's kind of playing with my head right now. This does say tentative on the sheet, on the spec sheet that I got. If it works, it's much less dangerous. Or will capillary action pull it up? That's not a bad idea, Kate. So we'll see. Like, I don't know that I'm going to test this today. I only brought one ink in here with me. We're going to use a Roshizuku Konpeki because it's a nice bright ink. I guess we could put the Konpeki in here and see, though. We'll test it out and see. So then these are the two nibs. This is the 0.8. Actually, they have me nervous about getting my fingers on them. Maybe the palette is more for testing colors for a short amount of writing. Totally. So this is the nib. It's a nice little box. That corner cut, so you can pull it up there. Little baby nib. All right, so this is the 0.8 nib. Oh, I'll save the... Looks like they got a little custom-made sleeve for them. It's like a rubber sheath or like a plastic sheath that you could just bend over, right? So we'll just pull it out by the threads. Actually, we'll just not touch it at all as it runs away. Bye-bye. All right, so there's one. I'll do a close-up of these in just a second once I get both of them out. I'm going to put this back in the... Yeah, the sleeve I'm putting right back in the box in case I need it. I think that's smart. That sleeve I don't think is trash. Like, I would like to have that. Yeah, slit plastic tubing. That's what it looks like. All right, so that's the 0.8. This is the 0.5. All right, so that's the two tip offerings. So 0.8, let's see if y'all can see this. So the idea is that the ink gets held up in these rings up here, and then it flows down, if you can see the notches here, down into like the 0.8 size tip. Right, so it's just a solid tip at the end. And then this is a 0.5 millimeter, so much finer. Those nibs look sharp enough to cut you. So here's the difference between the two. You can see, maybe see a little bit of vision. I can definitely see the difference. I don't know if you'll be able to like totally tell through the monitor and stuff like that. But they're cut differently, even to show the tipping size different. They're cut differently towards the tips. Yeah, no wonder it was open. That's exactly right. This is why the box was open, most likely. All right, so then this is the Kickstarter. Maybe the palette is literally for mixing inks. Maybe. Their packaging's nice. Just, you know, solid, sturdy cardboard construction. Box in a box. Here. So this should be the Kickstarter model, which is the orange anodization. I got to pick out the color that I wanted. I chose orange, duh. If it looks a little golden on your screen, it's because orange anodization is hard to do. This came out really, really well. But it is more orange in person than you'll see on your screen. So this is just the standard barrel. This will be the Kickstarter barrel. It's got a very faintly etched Drillog name on the top of the cap. Right there. Nothing on the bottom. And then it's really just designed to fit your nib, right? So the cap has a sleeve on the inside, so you're not getting any damage, metal on metal. It is just a cylinder, but it's closed off here. So it is just a cylinder and it does not post. All right. So let's do the 0.8 here first. I am going to use a paper towel to do this just so I don't get my fingers on it. It is an ink stick, yeah. So we're just going to thread this in right here. So that's what it looks like. It's on the short side. And because you do have to grip it up some, right? I'll put my hand down. I don't like get my hand oils on the page, on the paper. So if you have big hands, you're going to be pretty close to being short on this. I'm okay with this. Are the spirals on the side sharp? No. No. There's a Drillog on the name on the barrel here. Boop. So you're going to have to grip it pretty low, probably, right, to get this, get the right distance on the tip. And it's a little short coming into your hand. So you're going to have to be aware of that. Just seeing if there's any magnet up here. So it is a little short, I will say that. So you're going to have to use a delicate type of grip, because you're probably not going to want to grip down past the threads. I think that would kind of defeat the purpose. Let's go ahead and use this. Oh, let me just show, let's see here. Got any pens to compare length with? Yes, I'll do that right now. So I just wanted to show this. This gets just barely into the tip here. So it's not going to be a very deep thing. It's just going to get the tip. Maybe it draws, maybe it's able to draw it up. Can you measure the holder? Yes. I don't have a ruler in here anymore. I'll have to go get a ruler. It should tell me, though. It should tell me. 4.79 inches. 4.79. So comparison. Kaweco AL Sport. Retro 51. So this is just a rollerball version, but it's around the same length. So it's definitely going to hit your hand pretty low down. So for me, it'll be okay because it gets up high enough. I think for other people, it's going to be an issue. Yeah, I would like to see that a little bit longer. Back here, another ½ inch even. All right, so let's, I'm just going to dip it in the Konpeki bottle. I'm not going to put it in the ink palette yet. We might do that in a minute. So we're just going to use Konpeki bright blue because I knew, one, it would be bright, and two, I'd have enough area to dip into here. Yeah, this is the Drillog. Sorry, my phone's not on mute. I'm making sure the cap gets in there. All right. Let me mute my phone. You can't put the cap. Where was that? You can't put the cap on that. Yeah, it's not postable. Not postable. All right, so I'm just going to dip this pretty high up into the rings here, into the etching. Yeah, we'll test it out, get composted. And I have water in here. I can clean it and do whatever. So Come on, camera. Here's the before. What it looks like. And we'll just go ahead and dip it now. Actually, let me turn this around so I can see how far I get it in there. Okay, so I got that up pretty high, and it filled the whole thing. Right, and you'll notice, like, I just dipped it and then pulled it out. It's not running off anywhere. I was curious about how that would work, like if there'd be any pooling. No pooling, no runoff, no anything. It writes great. It feels good. So this is the Drillog. It definitely puts a lot of ink down. There is no skimping on the ink yet. Like, it's still running really, really wet, which is good. Can you get a good ink spot? I'll try that in a minute. I'm sure I can. I just kind of want to see how long I can go. Because that's kind of key. It is really managing the ink well. And I'm writing reasonably fast, trying to outrun it a little bit, and I'm not. I can't outrun the ink. I mean, I can't outrun the nib. How much of a discount will the Kickstarter be? Pretty decent, like $225, I think was the total. Foodie fan would say most of a notebook page. I was waiting to read Jacob's stuff until after I tested it. I didn't want to get spoiled. So I wanted to come up with my own opinions, and then I'll see what Jacob said as well. I do think the barrel needs to be longer to get more people into it. Like, I'm fine with this. A lot of people are not going to be fine with this. Because you have to grip it so far back. Like, I don't see any end in writing soon. If I miss what y'all are saying, you feel free to repeat it since I'm looking down a bunch. But I'll try to catch all the questions. Yeah, Evan Max would not enjoy this, I don't think. It looks like it's still full of ink. Yeah, like there's literally no end in sight. And I'm stopping and starting again. And it's still, like, it's very consistent. Obviously, it's heavier up here. You can see, I'll show y'all later. This is a little thicker, obviously, right when it went down, this first line. But here, it's been pretty consistent. It is kind of thinning a little bit. Okay, now it's starting to thin out a little bit. And this is the 0.8. All right, now, right about now, yep, you can feel it. Right about now is, I would have, probably the last line is a bit about where I wanted to re-dip. All right, so how long? Yeah, we're going to do all the other barrels in a minute. So Kate wanted to see a splash, see a... Nah, it doesn't really... Oh, if I shake it, like if I shake it instead of bang it, it'll do some dots. I just really like the line. It's really cool. It's such a it's a cool feel. The simple model is the Kickstarter. This is the Kickstarter barrel. Like, it's going to be, like, if you're an artist or a drawer or someone like me who likes to write fine, you're really going to like this. Cool. All right. How sharp is the metal tip? When I write with it, it feels slightly more draggier than like a gel, like a 0.38 millimeter gel, but it's not sharp. It's hard to explain. How much again? I want to say 225. I will look again at the end of this. I just have my keyboard covered up right now. And see, I like it because I can write small with a dip nib. And again, this is the 0.8. Like, I really like it. There is no flex in this whatsoever. It is very firm. Very, very firm. I'm surprised you picked the 08. Yeah, I just kind of wanted to get the wider line down, I think. All right, so let me close this bottle for a second and get out a different. Yes, early bird was 225. Regular was 270, something like that. I don't think you're going to get any line variation, really. What is up here? All right. I don't think you're going to get any line variation. Like, this isn't designed for that. This is designed for just solid, consistent lines. 225 for one nib and one holder, yes. And that's the early bird, which I think there's only like 100 early birds is what it was set up before. All right, so that's the first dip in water. Everything just kind of rolls right off, right? Kickstarter is not live. I don't think there's a date on it. I'll look afterwards. So that was one dip in the dirty water. Then we'll put it in the clean water. See how this dries out. Like, pretty clean. It doesn't hold. Like, I can see some like faint hints of blue there. All right. So yeah, and it dries pretty well. Okay, so that's that one. Let's do the 0.5 nib. Use our little holder there. Let's do the 0.5 nib in a different one. Since I can't tell which is which here, I'm just gonna get one randomly. All right, any questions I need to catch up on before I go to the 0.5 size? This looks like what I want out of a dip pen. Cobra I couldn't agree more on both counts. It is very expensive. It is very expensive. Is this a bounty towel? I don't know. I should be using this one. I brought this in here for a reason. Pen Addict, how's the weight? Heavy? You know what? I didn't notice the weight, which means it's not too heavy and not too light. But the actual weight of that one is 0.776 ounces. So actually, I should be using these shop towels so there's no fibers left on the nib. I didn't mean to use that towel. I just had it there. Still confused why they're using ounces. Maybe they thought I needed American numbers. I don't know. All right. Let's see what this one is. All right, this is the double-sided one. I'm going to save this one till last. That will be our last one. What's the advantage of having a dip nib that is similar to a fountain pen nib? For drawing, you need a dip nib with some flex. Yeah, I mean, that's why they make like the Zebra G nibs and the Browse nibs. And yeah, what's the point of this one is a different type of writing and, you know, writing style. Like this fits my writing style better. But it's definitely not for everyone. So that's the one similar to this. I'm trying to find one of the different ones here. So let me take these boxes out so I don't have to keep going back into them. So that's the dip nib, that's the steel. All right, this is the wild one. This is the one I don't know that I would have picked out for myself from a comfort level. We'll ink that one up with the 0.5 here in just a second. Yes, Slumberland Studio draws with a platinum UEF. We're gonna check the lengths here, yeah. They all look like they're around the same. So the orange one, 4.79. This one, 4.79. Yeah, they're all 4.78 or 4.79. I guess let's just get out all the barrels. That's easier than me going back and forth. Wow, this one's heavy. I think this is the one Coco Lena said she got, the swirl. That one has some weight to it. Let's just get all these out. That is the move. Sorry, I just hit the mic. That way I can get some space back on my desk. Oh, wow, the double-sided one is very light. So these are the ones from the website. These are not the Kickstarter ones. Hey, Momo Crafting. I'm missing one. This is why I need to get this stuff off the desk. I've lost a pen on the desk. All right, you're going off. All right, here we go. And this, wow, this is the heavyweight version of this one. I'm not ever even pretending that I won't end up with one, but I'm not sure what practical use there is for this outside of a cool sampler nib. You're not far off, head full of ideas. I don't disagree with that. That's why the whole time I've discussed this, I keep saying that I don't know who this pen is for besides me, right? Like, I like it. I want it for myself. This speaks to like everything that I like in a product. I don't know who else I would ever say to spend $300 on this for, right? Other than the uniqueness, the unique cool factor. I'm almost there, I promise. If you wanted to use some really weird inks that we wouldn't use in fountain pens, yeah. All right. Let's see what we got here. So, let's see. So this is the Kickstarter model. And then this one, the Kickstarter is aluminum. Okay, so the orange Kickstarter is aluminum. This one from the website, same exact shape, but in stainless. So it's much heavier. So this is 2.2 ounces, and this is 0.77 ounces. Right? So 3 times as heavy. All right. That could be interesting. I like the feel of this one, though. This one might be too heavy. We'll see. All right. And then this is the double-sided one. So you can get both nibs in here. Oh, and then they did the little Drillog on there. Yeah, so we'll try this at the end. This feels even shorter. So this one is designed to have a nib on each end. It's almost the same. I guess it just felt shorter because the grip section's wider. It's about the same. These look like they should post, though, but they don't. Oh, wait. This one posts. Why didn't they do that on this one? Look at that. Son of a gun. Why didn't they do that? Interesting. All right, then this is the Swirl Classic Spiral. Spiral, not Swirl. Very squeaky. This has a good feel to it. I like it. It's thick. Their machining is nice. The machining looks super nice and clean. Sorry for the squeaks. And then this is the Mirage. Mirage. This is kind of cool. I'm going to use this one next. The only thing I'm thinking is when I have the 0.5 barrel, so let's 0.5 nib, so let's put that in the Mirage. The only thing I'm thinking with this is when I have a fine nib, I like to have a finer barrel. Yeah, I'm not sure that this barrel is going to be comfortable aside from just looking completely badass. Like, it looks awesome, but I'm not sure that's for me. All right, let me do some line comparisons. That's why I keep touching the ends together, Alan, because I keep thinking, it's like, well, this would make sense if there was just something there that would just hold it and give me something. But, no. All right, let's make some space here. All right, we're going to go back in the compact piece. So again, this is Mirage. And it weighs exactly the same as the aluminum. And this time, we're going to use the 0.5. I'll do some direct comparisons in a minute. We'll do 0.8 lines and 0.5 lines. But you can definitely see, probably when I get the paper up, that each line is a little bit fainter. So this is the, I'm gonna write small with this. I know you're not gonna be able to see it, but I want to just go and see like what it's gonna be like for how I'm gonna like. This is the ticket. Yeah, this is me, y'all. Like, this is exactly how I write. Woo woo! Amiibo boy. Can we get a shout out for Amiibo boy? And that way we can check and see if my shout out command is working. Thanks, Amiibo boy. This actually feels more comfortable than this lengthwise. Thank you, Amiibo boy. This feels like a 0.3 high-tech C, 0.4 high-tech C. I know you can't read it, but I'm going to write how I write with this one. Then I'll do some line comparisons that are more visible to y'all when I get done with this. I'm pretty smitten with this nib size. I don't think I could do this barrel long term. Like, this barrel will get uncomfortable at some point. Like, it's fine. It's fine for one off. It's really cool. Yay for resolution upgrades. Good. So I kind of want to see how long this goes as well. Did for those who read Jacob's comments or listened to the podcast, what was his thoughts on nib size differences? Because I'm in love with this one, like, just flat out. He only has 8. Okay. All right, so I'm running out of ink pretty quickly here. I thought I would have more ink coming down because I still have a pretty decent amount of ink. What appears to be a good amount of ink here, but then my line is kind of died out right here. I don't know if I can move this down. Yeah. So this one, the 0.5 wasn't flowing as well from the grooves to the nib, but we'll see. But I was able to shake it down. So yeah, I just gave it a shake and it kept going again. Jacob said he had to twist the barrel a bit to help things roll down. Does he mean like this? The exact opposite you would do with a fountain pen. I didn't really see that with the 8. The 8, it looked like it moved down. This one looked like it stopped moving down. Yeah, so now I'm just kind of done. Yeah. All right, so I couldn't write a ton with that, but I guess that's to be expected. And even though you can still see the blue ink on here, I can tell it's thinner, right? It's definitely thinner than it was a minute ago. It's thinned out some. Okay, so like that's done. That wasn't that much writing. I would have liked a little bit more writing, but I also didn't ink it up to the top. Like you can see where I stopped here. So, seems like it wrote as many letters, just smaller. It's certainly my style more. Now the barrel itself, the barrel is cool. I wouldn't want to write a journal entry with this. I would love to use this for my planner, but like you can see the rings in there. Like this is just like a showing off piece, right? But from a functional writing standpoint, it's not the best. It's not the most comfortable. It's just cool. All right. Try with different inks. Yeah, that's also a good point. I don't know if I can get... I have a Robert Oster Fire on Fire here. That should be even drier than this, though. That's the only other ink I have here right now. Oh, I do have some of those Birmingham inks. I'll try one of the Birminghams, see what I have. I'm going to try a different nib. Use inks that have more surface tension. Would that be like a more lubricated ink? I will say that they clean up perfectly, like just dipping in water. Like you could switch inks really fast here. Like I'm even like, so you're saying less lubricated? Sorry, I don't know why it doesn't want to focus sometimes. There you go. But you can see how clean it gets just from dipping in water. Just real fast, real simple. All right, so if we're going to do this, let's do the double-sided one now. I have a couple of Birmingham inks here, and I have Fire on Fire here. Oh, and I have Yoseka Green. Let's do Pennsylvania Slate because it's a normal one. Pincushion is a Iron Gall, which is actually great for this. Let's do Sepia. Let's do these. In the double-sided, we'll do Pennsylvania Slate and Antique Sepia. The double-sided is interesting because you get the longest barrel with it. I don't know that I would have thought I would have wanted the double-sided, but if you get the lengthy barrel, I'm hypothesizing less lubricated, more surface tension, more ink held on the pen. I'll buy that hypothesis. Brad, try it with Indian ink. I don't have any, but yeah, it would be. I would imagine it would be perfectly fine. I am unscrewing these with the paper towel just because of finger oils, things like that. That's probably a decent practice. All right, there's what it looks like with just the nibs in it. But you'll probably never use it in this orientation. All right, so there's without the cap posted, and then it has like a half. It's like a one twist thread. This is the move if you need the longer barrel. I wouldn't want to carry it through TSA, right? All right, so let's do this. I just wish I wish they would do this here. That would make all the difference in the world, I think. I really, really, really do. Maybe they'll watch and listen. Maybe they'll have that option on the Kickstarter. Because I think they'll sell more, honestly. Just flat out, I think they would sell more that way. All right, so let's do sepia on the 0.08. And I mean, there's no markings on the tip sizes, but they're pretty clearly different sizes. You can just pick that out visually. It's very easy. I didn't get that down very far. So this is really comfortable. This double-sided one. I'm running out of off the camera now. So what's this one called? Twins Spiral. The 0.8 is very inky. Like this will be awesome for like doing ink samples and writing the name of the ink after you do the swab. Like the 0.8, I would like that. The 0.5, I just want to write with all the time. This ink flows well. Do I feel the edge? I mean, not really, but also that has never bothered me. As weird as it sounds, I've always written very close to the edge. So when I get down to the edges, do you feel the step at the... Yeah. So not really. I mean, yeah, I feel it, but it doesn't bother me. But some people it would bother. This will definitely be worth trying some other inks on, because this one's drying out faster than the Konpeki. You can see it right here. So this is a clear difference. Although, I just got a little more out of it. But that's about it. So the Konpeki got a lot more than the sepia, right? Like this, I felt this was just going to keep on going forever. This one dried out quicker. So there's definitely going to be some ink discovery time that you're going to need to figure out what works best for these nibs. Since this one's here, let me do, and that was a 0.8. Let me do a glass dip nib comparison with the antique sepia. So that's 0.8. We'll do glass dip. This is the Roaring Klingner glass dip nib pen. I can't really move all this onto the camera, so we're just going to be on the edge of the camera for this, okay? But I'll try to get it close so you can see. It's funny, the metal nib of the Drillog feels smoother than the glass nib. The glass nib is definitely more of a 1.0 millimeter line. This is 1.8 here. This feels something like 1.0. And I'm already out of ink. So glass nib's probably not as polished, maybe, yeah. Yeah, really, really quick dry out here, but you know they're different. They're different types of nibs. So I side by side, I enjoyed the Drillog better. But I mean that's just one basic test. Wonder how drop safe these tips are. I'd imagine they would bend on a direct hit. I think on a direct hit they're probably gonna bend. Will it blend? What exactly do you mean? Will it blend? Or is that just a play on words and I'm missing the joke? All right, so... Oh, I was looking for my cap. It's on the back of the pen, where it should be. Uh-oh, did I miss something? Will it blend? I don't know what that is. Do I have to click it now? I'm not going to click it now. Anything will blend once. There's a set of YouTube videos where they put all sorts of things in a blender. Oh my gosh. That's crazy. How have I not heard of that? That seems like something I would have heard of. Seems right up my alley. All right, so that was the 0.8 side of the Drillog. Again, cleans very, very easily. So we're gonna do Pennsylvania Slate on the 0.5er. I guarantee Mike knows about it. Oh, I'm sure. It's kind of ringing a bell now, but I didn't know it was like a whole entire thing. Oh man, I forgot which way I pointed it. All right, that's 0.8. That's 0.5. So again, the double-sided one does have the barrel to screw on the back. I didn't really plan out this writing very well. Can't see how far. So this one, I dipped in pretty far, but this one I can tell already, like the ink just like rolled right off the nib. So I'm not sure how much I'm gonna get here. So I'm gonna put this, I'm gonna do this next to the Konpeki. There is a visual difference in the ink on this nib that I just dipped as far as attachment to the nib. I'm completely in love with the 0.5 though, I will tell you that. Like as soon as I touched this nib to the paper, I was like, yeah, that's the one. That's the ticket. Whoops. Misspelled. So I'm 100% getting the 0.5 nib. My handwriting's a little off here because I'm kind of reaching over this ink. So apparently appearances, I was about to say appearances lie to me, but now it's petering out. So maybe appearances are deceiving. Whoops. Wow, there was a lot of ink still on there because I just flung it from here. So that means I need to twist it more. That means I probably need to do some of this more instead of shaking it. Because I just dropped these two. This came off the nib while I was shaking it. So yeah. It did go longer than I thought it would when I first saw it attached to the nib. So like I could still keep going. So yeah. Yeah, I was rotating it, but I think I need to honestly, I think I need to rotate it the opposite direction of what my natural rotation is. My natural rotation is counterclockwise, I think, when I'm writing. No? No, I guess I do rotate it clockwise. Maybe I do it both. But, you know, maybe I need to rotate it with the rotation of the nib, which would be clockwise, which would help it maybe just have that little bit more flow. Like this, it's still writing. Well, I say that and it's not. I got to stop shaking it. Yeah, that's about it. But you can see on this one, the ink actually disappear from up top. So if you go back and look at it, when I dipped it, you could see like all the way up the lines here, you could see ink. And then now it's gone, like all down to right here. So it's kind of cool. The name like Drillog, why don't they have powered rotation, right? So I'm totally going to back this for the 0.5 millimeter nib. I like it way better. $21K version with the ebonite fee drives out super fast. All right, so let me pop these nibs out. We'll look at these last two barrels just to see how they fit. Again, I am trying not to touch the nibs. It's probably okay if I did. I'm just being like super cautious. Oh, why did I screw that back in? Dummy. Get that dot off so I don't stick my hand in it randomly. All right, so these are the last two. That is very squeaky. These are the last two. This is the classic spiral. This is the one Cocolina has. And we'll put the 0.8 in here because I like the wider nib, wider barrel. Single threaded cap. It's taking a second to match up. Sorry if y'all didn't see that. I'll do it again. So it must just be like a single thread, and it's not, if you don't hit it in the right spot, it takes a second to get its spot. And then the stainless classic, right? Is this called classic? Yes. This is the classic in stainless. I'm curious how this one feels. It is squeaky too, yeah. I don't know what to think about this one. I love the weight of it. I just think it's probably too back heavy for something I want to be front heavy. I don't know. It's kind of nice, but I think I like the regular aluminum better. The regular one? I don't know. Just from a feel perspective. Like, I had no problem with the lightweight of the aluminum. Let me write with this one and see what it feels like. Oh, what's that? Oh, I caught a piece of the paper towel in the screw. Oh, well, there, I'm just touching the nib like crazy. Let me write with this one real quick. See how the, compared to the Pennsylvania Slate, see how the Konpeki grabs the nib a little bit different? So there's definitely going to be some ink work to be done to figure out what the best options are. So this is the God, I love this nib. I think this one, I think I like the weight of the aluminum barrel. I wonder if my writing angle is also to play in how long of does the ink feed up well if you don't get the gnarled part in the ink? Yeah, I'll test that out in a second. We'll do that. Actually, I think I like the lightness of the aluminum barrel in this shape of pen. I think this is a little too heavy to be this short, and I need to rotate clockwise. So this has been pretty consistent, and I'm trying to twist it correctly, or what I think would be correctly, to continue the ink to flow down, which would be clockwise. Yeah, I rotate counterclockwise naturally. Because I just caught myself doing it. We're still going here. So I guess there's a lot to consider when inking up one of these pens. So the more we do it, the better we get at it. Feels like it's starting to dry out a little bit. But I would be more than happy with this being the normal amount of the normal length that I wrote with it. And then dip again, right, dip again. And we're gonna check the palette here in a second. Yeah, this one just keeps going and going. I think the twisting is key. It's at least, I don't know, something's different this time, right? Like this section is definitely longer than this section at this point, even though it was narrower. I think we're in business now, chat. I think it's good. Good morning. I'm just gonna go ahead and stop because I'm out of space here. Like this one, that was good. I'm down with that. I like the aluminum barrel better. I will say that. But I think we're sorting out the inks. So does Konpeki, Iroshizuku Konpeki, does it have a, is it known as a wet, dry, lubricated, not lubricated ink? I mean, I'm not really good at telling the difference unless an ink's like really lubricated. I can kind of tell. It just feels normal to me. Dr. P.H. Martin's ink, yeah. You could totally do all the permanent inks, all of that stuff. All right. I'm going to put this back in the Kickstarter barrel. Maybe the angle of your hand does play a factor. I wouldn't be surprised. Like, I don't know what the perfect angle is yet, but I wouldn't be surprised at all. So back to the original is where I'm going to put the 0.5. All right. Any questions? I think we sorted this out pretty well. I like the original. I mean, excuse me. It's called the original, right? Classic. I like the classic. This is the Kickstarter model. They'll be in the orange anodized colors. It could be short for some people. It's okay for me, but it's going to be borderline for those with bigger hands. So this is going to be the one that's going to be on Kickstarter. The two-sided one, while more expensive, does give you the opportunity to post the cap and make for a longer length pen, right? And then you have the stylish barrels of the Mirage, which is this one, and then the Spiral, which I didn't use, but I feel pretty confident I know what it's going to be like. It's good. It feels comfortable. But it's the same length as the other ones. It needs a grip extension for those with longer hands. Yeah, they just, like, I don't love the threading here. Threading's not awesome on the Mirage. And then, I'm sorry, this is the Mirage, the Spiral. Spiral I don't have a problem with. Yeah, this is a great length posted. I hate the look of the Mirage. I don't hate the look of the Mirage. It's just not super functional. Right? So this is the difference here. Right? So that's the difference there. Oh, actually, I take that back. That's the difference. My mistake. So I would love for this to post. But I'm good using it like this. Not everyone's going to be good using it like this. All right. Oh, let's try this, and then we'll wrap it up for today. I'll do a giveaway here in just a second. Let's try the ink palette just to see if it's actually going to draw the ink up the nib. Let's do the 0.8 for that. Trying to get myself some more space here. All right, so let me know if y'all have any questions as I wrap this up. So we're going to use the 0.8 in they call this the ink palette. And so it's designed to fill with inks. Like they have a little eyedropper thing. So we're going to fill this with Konpeki and see what it's like when we dip this in. So now that you've tried these, has your enthusiasm lessened or got greater? My enthusiasm is greater for the 0.5. I think the 0.8 is just, that wouldn't be my favorite choice. But I want the 0.5 badly. I will use it a lot. It's great. Whoa, that was way too much ink. So I think the 0.5 is exactly what I hoped for from Drillog. All right, I filled this up. I'm trying to fill it up without bubbles. I'm going to try to fill this up to the top. Yeah, that's pretty close. So yeah, my enthusiasm's just as good. But all I want is 0.5 nibs, if that makes sense. But that's just me, right? That's why I've always said, like, this is a me product, not necessarily. This is by one of the longest shots a product not for everybody. Like, not even close, right? It's particular and it's expensive, right? You should not buy this product unless you're dead set on using it because you'll just be lighting money on fire. Me, I want this product. Like, it's good for me, right? So this is one of those where you almost got to take what I say with a grain of salt because this is not a universal pen. And I knew that going into it, so yeah. All right, so we have, like, I don't know if I can show you all this without spilling anything. It's mostly full. Like, I see a little bit of edge on the bottom. So we have the 0.8 nib here. We're going to dip this into the palette. It doesn't go very far. Okay. So you can see where it dipped into. I could see this being useful just if you like to do this a lot. And also, they may not be releasing this item, right? They said, what did they say? They said more than sample on this. I was almost like, this is like a prototype. This may not exist. But I guess if you're doing a lot of colors and like you're an artist, I could see it, but you're not going to get very far. See, I didn't get very far here. Fries and potatoes. Thank you for the follow. Like, I did not get long at all. Like, that's pretty much it. Like, and there's no swirling that's going to get this down more. So then you hit it back again. But if I'm using multiple colors, I'm dipping, I'm going in water, I'm drying, I'm dipping in a different color. Like, I personally, I don't know that I would use this tool the way that I do things. Because I'll probably just be doing one ink at a time, clean it, and then do another ink and write more. Yeah, that's it. So, yeah, it's a good little quick test thing. So, I don't, like I said, this product, tentative. They call it tentative. So, what if you did not clean off the dib and dib? You'd end up with a lot of brown, I'm guessing. Is there a link to the website? It's info_Drillog. No, Drillog.jp. Drillog.jp. Yeah, I mean, you could combine the colors here. You're just not getting very far. Say I got like 10 words. Is that going to be worth your 7 inks? I could see it makes for good Instagram. I will give it that. I mean, all this makes for good Instagram. Right? So, now I'm going to clean it out by dunking it, since I only have one ink in here. It does not want to be rinsed out that way. It is very attached to the metal. So I'll have to hose this out. Like, look, I literally dunked it in water. So we're going to hose it out a little bit because it's going to bug me. There we go. So I just used the little pipette to nuke it out of there. All right. Yeah, good for changing colors frequently while drawing. I think that's the extent of it, honestly. So, and like the documentation says, tentative. Like, this may not even be a product. So we'll see. All right, y'all. Anything else we need to know? We're going to give away something today. We're not giving away a Drillog. I don't know if I'm allowed to give these away. If so, I'm definitely going to give something away at some point. But I'll probably get some more nibs before I give them away. Definitely going to back the Kickstarter. You need to have a sink installed right there. I know. I've done pen cleaning on stream. It's risky. I've gotten splatter all over my monitor before. Oh, Drillog just sent me I see a DM saying, here's some instructions for use. I think we figured it out pretty well, don't you? All right, what else do we need to know? I think that was enough Drillog for today. And I'm going to keep the 0.5 Kickstarter one handy. Like, I'm going to be using this one a lot. And I'm going to figure out some inks, figure out some things to do. I'll post some pictures. I'll probably have a bunch of Instagram pictures of this stuff. A Jodo, or did I miss that already? So, one sec. Let me do this. Do we not just want to save this? We want to just save this till Tuesday? So we have something else to do. We've almost been 2 hours, and I'm getting hungry. And people want giveaways. People want me to give them stuff. I kind of want to wait on that because you have no patience. I have no patience. Although I don't unbox things. We already discussed that. I will promise not to open that box until Tuesday. So we're going to do that. Giveaway in a Jodo. Man. I am a fan of my bank account to a degree. That would be painful. I love you. I love you very much. I'm probably not giving away an Ajodo because I only have 19 of them. Well, 18 of them. I had 20, one for Mike, one for me. And then the goal here is I'm not going to make very much money on these because I don't want to sell them for too expensive of a price. So this is more just a fun project to get a cool pen. And it's certainly not like not everything for me has to be like profit driven. So theoretically I could give one away, but I'm not going to, there will not be the full markup that you would normally see from a retail product. Put it that way, because then no one could afford them. They're already crazy expensive. Like between the Drillogs and the Ajodos, these are crazy expensive products that like not everyone should buy. They are not for everybody, just from the pricing and use perspective. I'm missing the whole point. I am terrible at capitalism. But I think these Ajodos are a little bit, I want to do something a little bit different with the Ajodos in that like we just can't go full like make all the money type of thing with that. Like it's just no way. I'm not going to sell y'all like a $400 pen. Like that's just not how this works. That's not what that pen is made for. So Ajodo for the refill members. Well, that's the thing is like I want to discount it, right? For anyone who wants them, who's a member, I got to price them so you can have the discount. And then I'm going to make very, very little on them. I could, but I wouldn't be able to sleep at night. I would feel gross. That would be against my intentions, and therefore I would have a problem with it physically and mentally. All right, sorry, I'm just getting myself some room so I can get back to my keyboard and we can actually do a giveaway. Bear with me 1 second. So many Drillogs. Thank you, Drillog, for sending all this stuff. It's really great. I am very happy with what I saw. I am very in on the 0.5 nib. Nothing wrong with the 0.8. The 0.5 is what I wanted, and it worked out well. Molly, thanks for the gift sub in to like Nate Champion. Thank you so much. Yeah, I do enough other things to where I can do what I want with the Ajodo pens. So, on your capitalism. What kind of influencer are you? Like, I do enough, right? Like, I do enough so we can do this thing to have fun. Believe me, I will make some money on the Ajodo pens, but we're talking like just a little bit of money. Alert box. Like, we are not retailing these Ajodos. We're doing these because they're fun, right? It's a different set of calculations. I wouldn't have done them otherwise because that's not in my nature. All right, let me find something to give away. Y'all have hung out a long time today, so I feel like I should give y'all go into the pen kingdom. Whoa, Drillogs. Tab stop. Thank you for the follow. Appreciate you. Thanks for dropping by. Good timing. I'm about to give something away. Maybe we'll have a new follower winner for a change. I have Drillogs everywhere. A Drillog over here. A Drillog over there. I don't have a Drillog to give away. You should not care. That was a rhyme. Didn't really work well. All right. What's in here? All right. We've given one of these away before. But this seems like a good fit for the Drillog stream. Although it might be coming apart. Let me make sure that this is actually functional. Oh, yeah. It's just this part. It's an extra, I think. Yeah. Good. Good to go. So we have, in the spirit of Drillog, we're going to give away this pen, which is just one of the cool pens out there. And I can't even remember the name. Oh, oh man, did I miss credit card numbers? I get to see it. Yeah, sweet. That's my favorite. That's my favorite thing. My hair looks good today. Thanks. It's a little flatter. We definitely have some great wave going on over here. If anyone needs to catch some surf, it's over here. Surf is up today. The Enzo Pen Uno. Let me show y'all this. I think a lot of y'all know what this is, but for new people, see, I already have this ready for my later usage. Can I go back to the Drillog for a second? I think that's my favorite one, is the Kickstarter one. Like, after using all these, like, I obviously like the double-ended one, but I think out of this batch, I think I like the Kickstarter one the best. So I'm going to order another Kickstarter one for myself and another number 5 nib. And maybe a number 8 nib for later use. All right, Pen Uno. Since we're doing weird pens today, I figured the Pen Uno would be a good giveaway. This one's fancier than most. This one is titanium. And what this is, it's a pen that holds a Pilot High-Tech C refill in here. So what you do is, it's an awesome fidget toy. So you can just spin the grip. And it's really cool. And this one's titanium. I don't even have a titanium one. I think mine is anodized red, maybe. So this one came after the original batch, I think. I don't think this was part of the Kickstarter. These came after. So let's give this away. Since y'all got to see me play with some fancy pens today, I'll at least give you a fancy pen today. Do you like them, 04? I like them. Like, I don't use them all the time, but I'm always shocked at how well they write for being kind of an open tip concept. Like, every time I pick mine up, it writes. Like, you would think it would dry out, but it doesn't. It's weird. All right, let's give that away. Where is the giveaway button? There you are. Howdy, Spenzo. Oh, what just happened? Don't raffle. Don't raffle. I somehow hit a button when. Stop. Stop. I hit something wrong. No raffle. Exclamation point, not raffle. No raffle. No raffle. I don't even know what I hit. Sorry. Abort. Abort. Miss G's Crafties, I told you I sent your Bujo, right? Finally. No raffle. All right, let's hold this for a second until everyone's brains are clear. Yeah, I didn't even know that I clicked something, so it must have been an accidental click. Smand. We definitely need to do a Smand infomercial. Turned out buying a 28 mechanical drafting pencil was a great decision for me. Love it. What did you get, Spenzo? I mean, because those are awesome. I mean, like, mechanical drafting pencils are fantastic. Stop with the raffles. I'm not starting it until y'all stop. I want to make sure everyone gets in there. Got a Rotring 600. You could not have made a better choice, Spenzo. Really, really good job. Rafifili. All right, I'm going to start it now just to make y'all mad. There we go. The raffle is open. Exclamation point raffle. Type raffle to join. Exclamation point. We do need a Smand command. So what should the Smand command say? I'm asking when you're spamming raffle. That's the worst thing I can do. You can't raffle multiple times. If you do it multiple times, it just keeps overriding your one entry. So no one ever gets more than one entry. So you can do it if it's fun for you. But when you look on my side, everyone has a 1 next to their name. No one gets more than 1. So you can't duplicate. You should make an infomercial and have a command to link to the video. We might have to spend the day and write like a Smand script, and then me film a Smand commercial. I think we could do that. I think the Rotring 600 is best next to the Spoke Model 4. Check out this new spoke I got. I stole this one. I gave away my orange with the brass grip. So I stole, this was a return. It's a custom. It's the cyan with stonewashed titanium. So that's my new one. I gave away my orange and brass inverted grip to my sister because she liked it so much. The inverted grips are shockingly good. I gave away the purple with inverted grip to my niece while I was on vacation. Both of those I gave to my family members. So I didn't have my own. So this is one for me now. We'll do some spoke giveaways too eventually. We'll do spoke and knock and pin addict type giveaways. Today on stream, Brad admits stealing from himself. So I'm actually very particular about that, Misty's Crafties, because we have such low inventory. But when we get custom orders that get returned, which is fine, like someone just decided they didn't want them or didn't need them or whatever, it's like we don't put like single unit back in inventory, almost never. So since I gave 2 away, I now have 1 for myself. So that's kind of how it works. That's how I justify it in my head, though, right? Whether I'm right or wrong. It didn't come back with any lead though, so we got to fill that. Yeah, this is the first one I've used for, like, I literally have all of these. This is the first one I've used with the stonewashed. Hey, Killer Sheep. Have you gotten your anodization samples back yet? Great question, Get Composted. Let me pick this winner. We'll talk about that, then we'll wrap it up today. Let me do that so people aren't yelling. Like Nate Champion with the gifted, that was the gifted sub winner mojo. Gifted sub winner mojo. Nate Champion. Can this, Nate Champion, can this go in the dragon pin holder? Can this go in the dragon? All right. This has to go in the dragon. That's the only way I'm going to send this to you. Promise me it goes in the dragon. And we get a picture. I think you've won before, but if not, email me. hello@pinaddict.com. All right. Man, I wrote your name like a like one of those. This looks like a name card for like your shirt or something, like if you're in an event and say, "Hey, I'm like Nate Champion." It's like fancy and stuff. Fancy and stuff. All right. Get Composted asked about anodizing. I have a question in my email. I wonder if it's from Get Composted that I keep forgetting to reply to. Hey, why don't we? Are these are the note cards I used to sell? I am out of these petite ones, and I'm trying to get some new ones. Yeah, I always send these along because I put them on the product, and then I just leave them on there. So I remember who won what. So I had an email that I've yet to respond to. Okay, it wasn't you, Get Composted. It says, "Hey, why don't we see any dark green anodize? Why don't we see it?" It's because it's hard to do. So we tried to do 2 new barrel colors. We wanted to test 2 new Icon barrel colors for spoke. I also gave away my purple spoke Icon. I gave away lots of stuff to my family members over vacation a couple weeks ago. So I need to get my cyan and orange and lime green back out. I'm not going to steal another one of those. Green is hard. Orange is the toughest. It's not lime green. That's a difficult one too. So these barrel colors, we wanted to do dark blue and dark green, like forest green. Like they sent us the colors and we were like, no, reject. They sent us pictures of the colors. We rejected them. They are not easy. There are colors that are not easy to do. There's a reason why you see the colors that you see, because some of it's very difficult. But we got a green that's better. It's not lime green. We're trying to get a dark green, and it's good. Like it's a good green, but it's like it's not olivey. Ask Ben Walsh how he does it. Yeah, everyone has different magic. Like anodization's like a whole magic thing, and everyone has a different set of way they do the trick, right? So have you thought about Cerakote? I mean, eventually the deal with Cerakote is it might change some of our dimensions because it adds a layer of thickness to some things. So there are like actual modifications that would be required if we did something like Cerakote. There are dark greens. I'm just saying it's not easy to get correct. You can't go, okay, give me the dark green and they show up, right? It's getting to that is a process. There are several dark greens out there that look great, and that's what I want. But it's literally like magic sometimes in getting what you want. So there you go. Yeah, anodization varies from batch to batch 100%. Like it's hard to get the same thing twice. Even if you have the recipe and the right voltage and the right everything to make the color, it doesn't always come out the same way. It could be. I mean, yeah, like it's just something we keep playing around with. Like we're always going to do new colors. We like doing the new colors. It's just not always fast, and because we want it the way we want it, and it's hard to match some of the things sometimes. So working on it though. So did that help you get composted? I don't think we'll do lime exterior. We'll probably do lime barrels yet. See, that's what I was talking about. Ian's. I think it's easier to do what Ian does because it doesn't have to be perfect. If you're doing a solid color, it has to be perfect. If you're doing a wild color, it just looks wild, right? Like the mix match of colors, those look awesome. Like we can eventually do that ourselves. It's getting the single solid colors, especially in multiple parts, to match. That's the challenge. So yeah, but I love Ian's wild colors. I use those all the time. We might do something like that eventually. That's on the list. This batch, Slumberland Studio, is why we don't have the grips yet, is because we keep rejecting parts of the entire order. So there you go. Have a pen from Ian that's green with yellow. Thought it was pure Kelly, but upon second look, it's bluish green. Yeah. And they change it in the lighting. Like I can look at one pen here and take it in the other room, and it shows different. I like the non-perfect gradient. Gradients are cool. It must be tough to get caps and bodies to match. We basically have like parties. Me and Brian in the past have like accept the delivery and sit and open everything and match it all up and try to make a puzzle out of what we do. It's part of the deal with anodization. It's just part of the deal. Aluminum tumbler reusable cups. That sounds like me. All right, we're gonna wrap it here today, chat. I have a whole entire Ajodo thing we'll go over on Tuesday next week. I'm almost certain I'm not streaming Monday, which is why I don't put it on the schedule. Sometimes I jump in on Mondays. I have a lot of like extra appointment stuff next week, so we'll have to figure it out. So regular Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Who are we rating? Thank you. Let's raid someone. Let's go make someone's day. I love how awesome y'all are at raiding and that you want to do this and go help others, a community. Hey, Calix is on. Let's go get Calix again. How about that? We haven't been there in a while, and I won one of her pins. Oh, and she's cross stitching, I guess is. So yeah, let's go surprise her. All right, love y'all. Thanks for everything. We're gonna go jump over to Calix Creative, who is an awesome streamer and an awesome human being, and we'll go see if we can make her cry. Oh, that's her voice. I turned it up. All right, see y'all.
Oh, you're sweet for saying that.
What's up?